still watching World News. State-owned toll operator Jasa Marga saw profits falling by 16.6% year-on-year to $110 million or 1.3 trillion rupiah. Analysts said that Jasa Marga's profits slid as costs surged by 25.2% annually to 7.6 trillion. More than 50% of the cost was related to construction costs. The numbers went up far higher than the second biggest cost component, the toll road maintenance. These factors have chipped away revenues despite a 13% annual increase to 10 trillion rupiah. Meanwhile, Tokyo stocks led a rebound on Asian markets Friday, reversing losses in the previous session. All four other main Asian stocks ended positive. At the European market, all three main stocks were also higher at midday trading. In the U.S., Dow Jones was stronger at the opening. Cambodian outbound tourists have risen up to 10% from 792,000 in 2012 up to 871,000 in 2013. Most of Cambodian tourists went for traveling, business and treatment. With visa exemption, many Cambodian tourists went to Asian regions such as Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore and Malaysia. While beyond those regions, the tourists have gone to China and South Korea as well. On the other hand, Cambodia welcomes the foreign tourists coming from around the world, whose numbers also increased up to 4.2 million, or by 17.3% compared to 2012. Many people who would have died from common ailments a few decades back are alive today thanks to advances in medical devices. VOA correspondent Greg Flacus reports from Houston's Texas Medical Center to see the people behind the production of the devices.
His co-workers are lathes and drills rather than doctors, nurses, and medical technicians, but Juan Fernandez is a highly regarded collaborator at Houston Methodist Hospital. He made this valve for operating room technicians who wanted a better way to monitor oxygen flow.
The sensor goes in here, the oxygen goes in and out of, this way, and the sensor will tell how much oxygen is going to the patient.
These kind of innovations are sometimes so successful the companies manufacturing the equipment incorporate them into new designs. Biomedical engineer Matthew Jackson worked with Fernandez to develop parts for this cardiovascular simulator.
The payoff of having the machine shop here is that you can create unique solutions to problems that could, in a simple way, where you're just removing and adding material to create something.
Fernandez produced many of the parts for this cardiovascular simulator. It uses a plastic reproduction of a patient's aorta to test blood flow. Matthew Jackson says he needed a device made of plastic rather than metal because it has to be inserted into the highly magnetic ring of an MRI machine.
This is something that Juan created for us and helped with a lot of the initial work we were doing on this project.
Some of the earliest advances in treating heart disease were made here in Houston by Dr. Michael DeBakey, who in 1991 called on Juan Fernandez to make the prototype for a ventricular assist device. For Fernandez, this was personal. He was just 10 years old when his father died in front of him. The researchers who design new devices gain prestige and money from patents, and the doctors who use them gain status in the medical community. Juan Fernandez shuns attention and prefers to work alone.
A new London exhibition is showing how advances in the research of health, weather and evolution have been visualized through time. From a Florence Nightingale diagram to recent NASA animations, the exhibition shows how sometimes visualizations can be as beautiful as the discovery itself. Here at London's British Library, a new exhibition named Beautiful Science shows exactly that with the help of the library's vast science collections and the latest technology. Focusing on three key themes: public health, weather, and evolution, Beautiful Science runs from February 20th until May 2014. Indonesia has set up the world's biggest manta ray sanctuary and is now seeking ways to protect the huge winged fish from fishermen. A study has proven that manta rays are worth more alive than dead. Manta ray are now severely threatened by increasing demand for their gel plates used in Chinese medicine. Dead manta rays are worth up to $500, and in fact, a manta ray would worth up to $1 million over the course of its long lifetime, thanks to tourists willing to pay generously for a chance to swim with the gentle sea giant. Unlike stingrays, manta rays are harmless to humans. The government announced that manta ray within the archipelago's 5.8 million square kilometers of ocean will be protected from fishing and export. Conservation groups are working to teach fishermen about the value of keeping the manta alive, while business people, military, water police, and local officials are being engaged to assist. Coming up in world news, chiefs and swimsuit models collaborated in a charity event for the U.S. military. Jamie Lynn Spears, Britney Spears' little sister, has recently become a country singer.